I'm Danielle Bryk. I've been renovating homes for 10 years.
It doesn't seem feasible to remove the powder room.
And I have a real passion for tackling tough home renovation projects.
I cannot leave these floors like this.
This week, I'm handed a kitchen that's a total wreck.
Once you're in, it's like this cave.
And a living room that's nothing but a kid's playroom. And the homeowners expect the impossible. Nothing can go. Nothing can come down at this point.
That's bad news.
As far as renos go, this could be one of my biggest challenges to date. This family of 5 is super cute. Their house, on the other hand, not so much.
It's just a small space, 3 kids in there, me and her all in there at once. It just seems like it's a little too close quarters.
I cannot wait to help this family. I know this chaos. I know what it's like to have 3 young kids. Okay, the house. Where to begin?
We have this powder room in the middle of nowhere.
We call it the bowling alley because
Yes,
it's like
just
20 feet long.
seems to obstruct a lot of our flow.
If that could move, I would love that.
This powder room is kind of drab and dingy. It's definitely seen better days.
And this is the kitchen.
Okay.
It's a good size. I like it that, 2 or 3 of us can fit in.
Okay.
But once you're in, it's like this cave.
For a young family, this kitchen just does not work. The doors are all falling off, the hinges are broken, the drawers don't open and close.
So the space is very limited. As you can tell, like this dishwasher coming here, you
Right.
got this, you got the fridge. There's
There's been
times that
blood.
they whip around the corner and they're like, I'm hungry, go bang.
Or one is trying to get something and the other closes the door on them.
Right.
Yeah. They broke this. They took a big pot, which I washed, and I put on the
boy.
counter, and they went, eh. So I have 2 burners now.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I've just been there, and I just feel like I've gone back in time. This is a busy household. I mean, 3 kids. The space needs to be virtually indestructible. Did you guys say you were from India?
Yeah,
Does that
Yeah,
appeal?
if you could incorporate that. Like I have
Absolutely.
some.
Love that.
Yeah.
I would love it if I could wake up every morning and grab my tea and see a little piece of India here.
We can channel it for sure in paint colors, light fixtures,
Fantastic.
little things like that.
This is the formal dining room.
Yeah,
And
sitting room.
the sitting room. We're using it currently as a free-for-all kids room.
There's marker on the walls, there's toys everywhere. This playroom has taken over the entire main floor.
So no formal dining room?
What we like to do when we entertain is just like to have like a buffet style where
Right.
you have the food on the side
Right.
and people can mingle around.
What about the floors?
Flooring is something that I think we want to work on.
It's a lot of floor. So what kind of a budget were you looking at?
Well, my dad, I asked him, and he knows a lot about renovation. And he's like, $50. What do you think?
Is your dad available? Can I work with him?
I don't know, but what do you think, Nina?
How about 50,000?
I know $50,000 sounds like a lot of money. I know that. I know it's hard to come up with, but it's just not realistic for everything on the wish list.
I need Nina and Bouvin to tell me what their priorities are.
The number 1 would definitely be the kitchen.
Okay.
And then the close number 2 would be the flow, because we want to be able to see everyone,
Right.
to be able to entertain. And the 3rd most important thing would be, I think, to switch up the floors so that everything is uniform.
When we take this wall down, we got to make sure that we keep this height chart that we've created for all of the little ones. If the pantry and the walls go, then we have to make sure that we put it somewhere.
Absolutely.
I have a confession to make. It's our 10th anniversary coming up, so we wanted to get this done so we could have a big ta-da.
Wow. Not only do they have 4 major items on their wish list, but now I have the added pressure of revealing not just to them, but to all of their friends and family in just 6 weeks.
I'm gonna try, but I'm not making any promises.
Nina and Bouvin want an open concept main floor. I plan to remove the wall that separates the kitchen and dining room, and I also plan to remove the pantry and powder room. I want to extend the kitchen into the dining area, and I want to create a nice long island where the family can gather. The living room will become the new playroom, and I want to install a chalk wall, a train table, and an art center. The dining room will extend into the area where the powder room was.
Okay, so this is demo day. Plan is to extend the kitchen into the dining room, remove the pantry and the powder room, open this whole thing up. but I'm really freaked out. We've got ducts everywhere, and depending on what we run into, we just don't have money in the budget to deal with extensive structural work.
I need to keep my promise to Bouvin and salvage this height chart. Whoa, be careful with that. You can't replace these things.
So I'm saving this height chart. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet.
Removing the old tiles in the kitchen is going to be the hardest and most time-consuming part of the demo. The previous builders went overboard and they secured the wire mesh using roofing nails.
This is the moment of truth. I'm hoping that that heating duct is the only thing in here. Nothing in here. What have you got?
Oh, yeah.
Stack.
Hold.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to have a bulkhead, but that just interrupts everything. This is the long line, the only long line of cabinetry that we can have. And now it's gonna be interrupted. We're just trying to determine right now if that wall is load bearing. If it is, we can just forget about this open concept kitchen altogether.
Oh no, that looks like a joist that's sitting on the powder room wall. This sucks.
We never counted on that wall being structural.
All of the walls of the powder room are load-bearing. They're catching the joists that are coming from 3 different directions. I can remove the wall between the dining room and kitchen by installing a new beam recessed inside the joists. If I remove the powder room, I'll have to reconfigure all of the supports for the 2nd floor.
Nothing can go. Nothing can come down at this point.
Nina and Bouvin have 4 items on their renovation wish list.
Number 1 would definitely be the kitchen. Close number 2 would be the flow. Third most important thing would be the floors.
We got to make sure that we keep this height chart.
With a budget of only $50,000, in order for me to give them everything they want, there's no room for surprises.
This entire thing is structural. It's like a web.
And now, I need to break the news to Bouvin that I can't give them one of the major items on their list, removing the powder room to create better flow.
I feel really bad because I know that Nina and Bouvin had their heart set on removing this powder room, but it's just not feasible.
Congratulations, your house wins the award for most enigmatic architecture.
Oh, good.
No, it's insane.
Your powder room wall is a structural wall.
Based on what we discussed and based on your budget,
Yes.
it doesn't seem feasible to remove the powder room.
Okay.
I hate it when my clients are not happy.
That's bad news.
He's taking this harder than I thought.
At the end of the day, I can't give you this open concept space. We know now that that's not possible.
It feels like waking up from a bad dream. But it's okay. It's okay. You're here. You're here. That's why we're here.
It's a frustrating situation to be in. We were expecting a few setbacks, but nothing like this.
Okay, so we're on to plan B. I'm still gonna try to give them as much of an open concept as I can. Even though the bathroom has to stay, the kitchen wall doesn't. So out it goes, and in goes some structural work to compensate for the missing wall. It's a lot.
We're creating a triple beam here, so we've already got 1 2x8, so we're adding 2 more. We're using adhesive and we're screwing them together.
So these are the joist hangers, and they connect the joists to the new beam. But I'm gonna use a clamp to keep it tight. I'm just gonna use engineered screws. These joist hangers are the last of this structural piece.
By the end of the day today, I want all the structural done. We'll be able to take those posts out and I'll be able to get a sense of the space. This looks amazing. The room has totally opened up now, and I know it isn't what Nina and Bouvin were hoping for, but I love it.
These look amazing. The guys have been in sanding this down so that it gets kind of, roughly to the same level as the unfinished stuff that we're gonna be adding.
Having the same floor running throughout the house is really gonna help with the flow, which should make Nina and Bouvin very happy.
I really want to leave these unstained, just leave them natural, because it'll be a lot lower maintenance for Nina and Boobin with the kids if they scratch them up. This is the tricky part. This is where we're feathering in the new stuff. But doing it this way, when the boards are staggered, is going to make the floor look seamless. Oh, I feel like I'm playing mini golf. This is where the two hardwoods come together, the 20-year-old stuff and the new stuff.
I was feeling a little discouraged about all the structural issues, but now everything's been running smoothly. Now that we've opened up this wall, we have to get rid of the popcorn ceiling so that the whole thing is uniform. It looks so much better. I have the electrician running the wiring for pot lights. This is gonna make the room so much brighter.
I love that raw oak feel, so I'm just going to add a clear varnish to let that natural look come through.
After 3 days, the new sanded floors have cured and we're ready to install the new cabinets.
Today is all about cabinets, getting them done so we can template for that counter.
So this is gonna go about right there. Yeah, and then this one goes against it.
Oh,
We can put
man. We've got a floor problem. For some reason, we have two distinct colors between the old floor and the new. The new floor looks awesome, but a chemical in that old flooring must have reacted badly to the varathane, and it all turned brown. I feel so bad, but it really looks different. I cannot leave these floors like this. Due to a structural issue with the powder room wall, I had to compromise on one of their biggest wishes. It doesn't seem feasible to remove the powder room.
That's bad news.
Now, a total screw-up with the varnish on the hardwood floors could jeopardize another item on their list. That varathane sucked into that old stuff and turned brown. I can't let that happen. I think I'm gonna have to ask him to come back and do a stain.
You know what? I'm gonna call him now.
Yeah?
We'll see if I can get him
Okay.
tonight here or tomorrow.
Tony has to come back and he has to sand them, and he's gotta do it fast. It was bad enough not being able to remove the powder room. These floors have to be refinished.
He's gonna have to come back tonight so we can restain them tomorrow.
I would do it myself if Tony wasn't available. Ideally, I would not be going to the hardware store with the kids, but I have got to get this stain to Tony. He's staining first thing in the morning.
Are we even going in?
Yes, I'd prefer if you came in with me because then I could keep an eye on you.
I know these people, so don't embarrass me. I know these people too, so don't embarrass me. So they don't sell these in the big vat yet, of course, so I need to just buy everything they have in a smaller vat. We can put them all into one big container, and that'll make sure that the color is consistent.
Where'd you put the cans? Portable. Somebody else is gonna take them. No. You know what?
You never know when
Do you guys want to go to that party?
Every time I overestimate our capabilities as a family to go to a hardware store together. Every time. We did it.
Now I can go to my party.
Now I can check out your new friends.
Now you can drop me off a block away.
I'm not dropping you off a block away, Billy.
I feel bad for you, Billy.
I know.
To fix the discolored floors, I'm having Tony sand it down again, and this time I'm adding a gray wash to the whole thing just to be sure we get an even color. With the hardwood floor refinished and looking awesome, I can get back to installing the new cabinets. Number one on Nina and Boobin's list is the kitchen. And what I want to do for them is create a family hub. And I want to do this by drawing this kitchen into the dining room space. In order to not have this bulkhead, what I'm going to do is I have a shallow cabinet and I'm going to place it in front. Everything will be wrapped in cover panels and everything's going to be flush. One straight clean line all the way through to the end of the fridge cabinet. I want this kitchen to have a customized feel. So yes, I got it at a big box store, but I'm customizing it with carpentry. With these cover panels, I'm making this feel like it's a framed kitchen. That can be the inside panel.
Now that the floors have been refinished and the cabinets are in, we can finally install the new countertop. I went with a light stone color. It looks a bit like concrete and it keeps that light, airy feeling. Rudy's now installing the backsplash. I went with 1x1 glass mosaics. I've chosen a dark charcoal gray, which is really gonna ground this kitchen. It's gonna be a great backdrop for the range, and it's also really, really low maintenance. Finally, I'm painting the exterior powder room a light lime green. I promised I'd bring in an Indian vibe, and color is a great way to do that.
This is the final push, and there's still so much to do. I want to create an extended hub for the family to gather around. So there's the island area, but I also want a bar area. And what I'm doing is creating these legs out of black pipe. This makes me feel like setting one of these up in my own house is like a jungle gym or something. I'm using butcher block on top, and I just want to create one long line. So it's almost as if they've got a 10-foot island. I salvaged the height chart, and I really want to use it in some way, so I've decided to use it as a frame, and I'm framing a large chalk wall. I love this new tool of mine, by the way. They can put all of their school notes, all of their scheduling, just somewhere for the family to keep organized. In the kids' play area, I'm also creating a chalkboard using masonite, which I'm painting with chalkboard paint. The kids were writing all over the walls before, and this will just concentrate it, hopefully, to this play area. This is crazy. Tomorrow is the first time I'm showing Nina and Booven the space, and then their family and friends are coming over right afterward. So I am really feeling the pressure.
When I took on Nina and Booven's renovation, I had a feeling their expectations were going to be too high.
The kitchen, the flow, the floors.
Strike one,
We never counted on that wall being structural.
I couldn't remove the powder room. News that devastated Booven.
That's bad news.
Strike two, the floors.
We have two distinct colors. We've got one set of flooring that reacted, and they've gone brown.
Now I'm about to show Nina and Booven their new space, but I also have to show it to a dozen of invitees to their 10th anniversary party that they scheduled for the same day. I hope this isn't strike three.
I'm so excited because this is the first time that Nina and Booven are going to see this space, but it's also their 10th anniversary party, so this is like a double whammy. Alrighty.
Wow, the kids are gonna love that.
They're gonna lose their mind when they see this.
Oh my God.
So glad. It's essentially a big open space, but I've given them distinct stations. So an art table, a place for them to play with trains, a place where they can display their toys, and also just sort of a big open space in the middle where they can relax and do whatever they want.
It looks like it's nice and safe. There's no hard edges. It's fantastic.
The biggest change is just that it's open now to your cooking area.
The space before was so small and dark, and this one is so big and airy. Oh my gosh, you were able to do something with it.
Yes,
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
I did not forget that. That was the one thing, and I kept thinking, how am I going to use it?
At the beginning, when you were saying that you wanted to put the wood throughout, I was skeptical, but it's wonderful.
It really pulls everything
It
together.
does help with the flow. I feel like it's very cool, too. Like, I was trying to give them that slight urban edge as well and balance that with the more traditional Indian vibe. What I really wanted to do in here for you guys is create a hub, like a family hub, where when you have extended family, they can be here while you're cooking.
Right.
Maybe the kids could be doing homework on here when they get to that age.
It looks so sturdy, like it'll
Yes.
stay with us forever.
It is.
And it's beautiful.
Everything is very sturdy. That is one
Yeah.
thing I heard from you guys was that it needs to be indestructible.
It feels like such a bigger space.
I wasn't able to get rid of the powder room altogether, but I was able to get rid of the pantry, and that extra couple of feet allowed me to move the dining table along this wall, which creates a more purposeful dining area.
We were making do with what we had, but this
course,
is
yeah.
just exactly what we wanted.
I know we had a couple of surprises along the way, but nothing too major, and so we've come in right on budget.
Man, you made my dad happy. That's for sure.
All of the labor, the building materials, the electrical, the flooring, everything that happened up until drywall and painting, that came in at $30,000. The cabinetry and counters came in at $10,000, and that left me $10,000 for appliances and furnishings.
It's been a long 4 weeks for us. We haven't been staying at the house and sort of made our crazy life a little topsy-turvy, but I am more than willing to, go through that again if I could get this as the result. Awesome.
Party!
It's time for a party. I love a party.
What you got?
Where you guys hung out. Over here. Wow, what a difference.
I'd like to thank you all for coming. It's our 10th anniversary. We've reached a milestone. I would like to thank my wife for being there with me every step of the way. And thank you again, Danielle, as well.
Will I have anything to say?
Yes.
Thanks for the kitchen.